Hey everyone, what's up? This is Jags here. I know I haven't made a video or a video like this at least in quite some time. A lot, a lot has changed, um, and a lot of things are just a little too crazy right now. Um, but that is not a bad thing. Crazy in a sense that I have decided to go down different paths right now. I will still be making content when I can. I'll still be trying to edit out videos here and there as well. Besides, obviously, having to work almost every single day, but also towards the line of me going down this little journey of mine, being more so of a producer, or trying to go down the lines of into like production in a sense, or creative content, and then also trying to get more into voice acting, which is something I've always wanted to do at a very young age. I've always loved doing impressions. I've always loved doing any kind of vocal replica or replication of like a favorite character or favorite movie artist or something along the lines of that. But not only that, I've also been getting more into video editing again, which I know has been quite a while because I haven't really done that much extensive video editing. But for the video editing, it's not necessarily for myself. I have a brand new, I guess, quote unquote, temporary slash possibly part-time video editing role for a good friend of mine that I've known now for a little over 12 plus years now. And that person just so happens to be another gamer, another, improv comedian, and once again, a very good close friend of mine, SkullCrackedAngel. I've been helping him edit videos now for a little bit now. This was only my first, maybe technically second, almost leading to my second week, I think. But it's been a ton of fun. I've been making thumbnails for him. I've been making brand new panels for him for Twitch. I am his official YouTube editor and Twitch editor now. No, I don't get paid. I do it for fun. I enjoy, the creative art process, and I enjoy simply doing work with him. I like the style he runs. I like the atmosphere he creates, not only for his friends, but also for, anyone who decides to watch his content. It's very welcoming. It's very laid back. And I think this is something I kind of needed a little bit more of. The only reason being is, one, I enjoy more so of the behind the scenes stuff, more so than actually being the face of something. I don't care really truly about recognition. I don't really care about, a lot of this stuff online necessarily anymore. I know that sounds a little strange, but after doing it for quite a while and really getting the feel of how things are, I don't mind being online and doing live streams and stuff and like educating people and, actually having a good laugh with community and stuff like that as well. As of right now, I think after even taking almost about a year break off of Twitch and from streaming altogether, and more than a good handful of months staying away from, actually editing and making videos for my channel, but there will still be a little bit here and there. This is just a new project I really wanted to immerse myself in a little bit more, because I've been professionally editing now since 2017, and I feel like it's something I need to go back to. But as I'm doing that, I also want to really, pursue my childhood dream of being a voice actor. Something more along the lines of like cartoons or animations, anything along the lines of that. I don't know why, but it's something about voice acting that it's like, it's whole new field, like kind of alongside the art of like Foley in a sense, where you're creating sounds or something, but trying to give a character a voice to bring them to life. I feel like it has a little bit more, backstory, I guess, personally, for me than anything. It's just feeling like you yourself as a character, for the longest time, you know, not feeling like you have a voice. It's like, or even if you know you have one, do you really like it? Do you really appreciate the voice that like you've been given? And I kind of like the idea behind taking that concept and putting it into a piece of artwork because it feels more relatable in a sense. You can give the character more true emotion, understanding. And I think that's another reason why I watch so many, you know, cartoons. I watch a lot of different Disney animations and stuff. I focus on how they do the voice acting and everything and how much emotion and feeling, all that just going into like one character. So I've been trying to start up my own portfolio for that right now. It's been a lot of fun. I finally just did my first voiceover, actually for Skull, for his Twitch streams, since he has a very specific theme he goes for, and so I decided that we were going to do everything in more of a kind of more of like that cartoony kind of like skeletal voice, right? When you think of like the old Disney cartoons and everything, it's like, what's the first thing you think of? You think of like the skeletons like dancing and everything that they animated. And then even so, like you take that image and then you try to put a voice to it. And what we typically hear in, well, like a lot of different animations and everything. Let me try to, I have like an effect thing in here that I use specifically for his work. But like when you hear like a skeleton in your head, it's like, what would a skeleton sound like? For some reason, as you know, a kid growing up, we have the feeling that a skeleton's voice would be very high pitched for some reason. But that's just, you know, I just feel like that's just how it is. You know, it's just what we know, right? So it'd be something along the lines of this. So let me switch over to my effects real quick. Welcome, users. Welcome to the graveyard. So like that's like one of the bits that I did for Skull, and honestly I think it's the funniest thing ever because it makes you feel like you're watching an old Disney cartoon in a sense, which I really like. My wife even brought up when she was listening to my work, she even mentioned like it reminds her of like the Haunted Mansion, and people I think technically will feed more towards that way because all the work I do is usually more of like nostalgic, like retro kind of sense, especially for like my video editing and everything, especially once it comes to like my music videos and everything I do, or any type of video, really. Everything has like an old school nostalgic MTV feel to it. You'll see like the awkward like white and black like balance if I'm filming everything in like black and white. Even then, I'll add like the VHS lines and everything on there, or old TV static, or maybe like an old projector or something to kind of give you that sense of like, we are in the new era of videography, or in the new era of art in a sense, but there is still always, and I think personally for me, and I believe for a lot of other people too, there is still always that beauty of nostalgia in the old school classic of art in general. And I know a lot of people geared towards that because it's something familiar, it's something that's comforting to them, and it's easily recognized. And I want to be able to bring all of that out to the work I'm doing somehow, and trying to figure out how to do that for vocal-wise, I think is actually a little bit easier because I grew up with this stuff. I studied it. I try working on, you know, breathing techniques every now and then to try to figure out different patterns, different accents, different vocal, I guess, I don't even know what you would call it, just practices, vocal practices every single day, as much as I can, even if it's a tiny little thing, even if it's for a couple of minutes, like I got something in, right? It's weird going back to making videos like this again. I didn't have anything prepared. I honestly didn't. I don't really prepare for much anymore, since I like I said, I like being behind the scenes now a lot of the times, but when people want to have a discussion about, you know, doing anything, I like to go out of my way to help them. That's more of a reason why I started live streaming again. There's sometimes I have tried to play video games and stuff on live streams, but that doesn't seem to work anymore because my one, I it's not that I'm like not really into it anymore, but it's also at the same time I'm really not into it. I think I just did it for long enough. I used to be in so many different, YouTube projects and everything. Starting off from what a lot of people know, I started off back when I was in Insomnia Bros. I used to do a lot of editing. I used to be in a lot of videos, and there was a lot of work, and that went on for I think about like a year or two, and then I stopped for a little bit, and then I tried starting up my own thing again, which a lot of you guys, for a lot of people who just started off like right when I did, I started off as I think it was like Jag's Community. I put something like that, and then eventually that faded out because I realized something wasn't working. I tried rebranding, and then I went to just Jag's 280, I believe, and then I got sick of that, or I felt like I just couldn't commit properly, and then that ended up changing eventually over to Red Jags, which a lot of people know. Before what is now known as Jagsy, which is not a rebrand. Jagsy is not only my initials, J-A-G, minus the Z. I threw that in there for a little pop, a little tang. But it's been my stage name for years now, and people recognize it, and it's kind of nice, right? But the SXE, for the people who don't know, that is the abbreviation for being straight edge. It's something I'm very passionate about. It's something that I feel like has personally kept me alive and going, and kind of helped me keep on like that mental strength that I needed in order to keep pushing forward and to help out others and to understand others, to never judge but to always respect and to honor who other people are at the same time. But that's why I named it Jagsy. And then when I turned it to Jagsy, I completely stopped everything on YouTube and streaming as a show. I like the idea of having a show, but now that my true understanding of being online, I just don't think it could really work out for myself in general, like continuously doing that. And plus, there's too much you have to focus on. You have to focus on all the social media advertisement, marketing, promoting. Then you have to make your videos for multiple different platforms, and they have to all be different, size clips, and then they have to be formatted a certain way. They have to act a certain way. Certain videos don't do well on different platforms, but you never know unless you try. Then you have to make a Discord server. Then you have to go ahead and I don't know. There's too much, and I don't know. It's like part of me likes the idea of having a fully produced like session, right? But I think the other part of me is a little bit more of this is too much pressure. I don't personally feel like I could physically nor mentally just go down this route. And basically just what that means is it's not for me. And for a while I couldn't cope with that. I couldn't cope with the understanding of that I couldn't do something because my brain sees itself as a perfectionist. And by all means, I know I'm not. I make mistakes almost daily, but, welcome to being a human being. But, I don't think it was a bad thing. I think I had a very good run with everything. Unfortunately, I did have some encounters and that I wish I didn't have to encounter. I had a lot of, road bumps and speed bumps and just more and more bumps on top of those that I had to deal with, and it just didn't seem worth it. There's just too many people complaining on like different things as far as, oh, like, why are you not making videos consistently? I thought you cared about this. How come you're rebranding again? Oh, that's not good for your viewers. That's not good if you want to make money. The run was good. It was really, really good. I met a lot of awesome people. A lot of those people are, well, I can't say a lot of them, but some of them are still here, which is really nice to see. And then, there's a lot of new people as well that I've been able to have, the honor to meet and to be able to talk to and understand, who they are as a person, and to actually have a true connection with other people rather than just making everything feel like, just completely fake. Um, and I had a lot of people try to call me out for that as well. They're like, "Oh, you're only doing this because you want to like you're only in it for like the money." Apparently, I'm like PewDiePie status. I don't make money off of online. You kidding me? Like we're lucky enough if we can even make a penny off of like if you're affiliated with like Twitch, and that's maybe because you had like one ad, right? Like you don't get anything really unless people really obviously tend to really acknowledge the work you do or acknowledge you. And for the longest time I also kind of felt down in general because I didn't feel like I was being acknowledged in the sense that I just wanted a connection. I don't like that lack of. And then as I got older, I realized that none of that really mattered. I have everything I want in front of me already. It did take some time to, really define what actually made me unique, what made me entertaining, what made me human in that sense. And from everything I've learned from online, there's so much pressure, and there's so much unneeded pressure on the human psyche in general, to the point where we only start seeing people as numbers. We start seeing numbers as, real life statistics of our valued appreciation for, self-evaluation of ourselves and the content we're creating. And that's not what art is. And I know I'm kind of like dating myself here in a sense, but like I feel like the sense of creativity has kind of just depleted. And there's still fantastic art out there. There's still fantastic, videos and content out there that I've watched, and believe me, there's a ton of them. That's why I'm on YouTube every single day, because I like to experience other people's art form and different, see like the culture behind all of it, if that's what they implement into it, and so on and so forth. But there's just so much out there that I don't personally, I guess, understand, where people are starting to flood other people with more stuff in post-production rather than actually just being an actual entertainer. And you see a lot of stuff like this on, well, I'm not going to call out anybody because that's not what I do. And I'm not a drama channel. I'm just someone who likes to every now and then talk about, something that's going on, something that's like bothering me in my brain, but it's like not really trying to take it out on anybody, just trying to get a more basic understanding in a sense. But yeah, there's a lot of content out there that makes no sense to me, that's just all flashy. You have like emojis flying everywhere, you have like different colors flashing. It's basically a casino effect, or a slot machine effect, that I call it. And it really is and does give you the sensation of being in Vegas. There's no windows. There's so much stimuli that the brain can't look away and still wants to focus, even though there's nothing going on. And I've seen so many people do it. And I feel like that's just all TikTok is. I don't get it. Like I said, I know I'm dating myself, but screw it. I don't care. I'm proud to be turning 30 this May. I don't care. It's another year I've been able to successfully live an accomplished life. So yeah, think of it that way. But I don't understand any of this stuff anymore, and it's really weird to me to feel this way too, because I understand why people are on these platforms. It makes sense to me because there's a different sense of creativity and a different sense of a creative art form that people can represent in a shorter period of time. And I guess it makes a little bit more sense because it's like trying to condense I don't know, trying to imagine trying to condense a Lord of the Rings movie into like a minute trailer. Like, how do you do that? There's so much. It's like a 3.5 hour movie. How do you condense that into about like a minute trailer to really catch someone's attention? And that's how I have to think about it to actually help my brain understand on why other people are using these platforms. And it's just like, but the one thing that doesn't click or make sense to me is everything's the same. Like, everyone's using the same sound effects, everyone's using the same copyrighted music, which I don't understand how there is no DMCA issues on TikTok. And if you know anything about that, let's talk about that. Okay, because that I find fascinating, because we all know that YouTube, has a constant DMCA problem for copyrighted music. We all know Twitch does. They're kind of like also the kings of that as well. You play 1 second, no. It's just like when I posted up a video for SkullCrackedAngel on here for the best of Halo Infinite highlights, which eventually will be going down because some of the videos I have on my end, I'm taking down because I'm posting them up on his channel since I finally became an editor on his channel. So I'm trying to convert everything because I shouldn't be getting the views. He should be. It's his content. I just so happen to be editing them out for them. And yes, I'm in some of like the videos because we're best friends. We're going to play games together. It makes sense. But, eventually I'll be taking that down. But what I'm getting at is in that video, there was one part where I decided to put in an Enya song, like a very brief second of it, but it still was enough to get copyrighted. And there was no copyright strike or anything like that. It was just more of like, hey, you can't get monetized. Who cares? Give it to the artist. They're the one who wrote it. I don't care. I'm all 100% in support of helping out musicians any way I can. Like, I don't listen to Enya. I don't care about the music, but I acknowledge they are the one who wrote the music. And even if I meant it as like putting it in there as like a joke and as a meme that people seem to understand, it's a bit, right? That's all it is. It's a comedic bit that adds a little bit more value. A lot of people complain. They're like, oh, I got copyright. No, I can't get my video monetized. Then you shouldn't have put it in there. Simple as that. If someone like stole my music that I wrote and claimed it as their own, yeah, I'm gonna be a little pissed off. There's just too much for my brain to really comprehend and to focus on in the online community. I'm still always going to be on here. I've made a lot of wonderful connections, a lot of wonderful friends, and a lot of these new people I've met on my journey being on here too have helped me out significantly, and I couldn't possibly thank all of you enough. To any of the gaming developers that I've ever made a connection with and we were able to chill and I've been able to help you out in some way for the beta testing or alpha testing, thank you guys as well for everything and all the opportunities you've been able to give me. Literally just anybody who's ever helped me on my way. I could not have really gotten all of my, professionalism in the art that I do in general, and I couldn't have gotten to where I am today without all the people that have really, guided me in the right direction and who's really taught me about, everything that I do and everything that I love. But I think it'll be fun to do a little vlog updates like this once in a blue moon as well. I know it's something I used to do that people seem to like for a little bit, but I say a little bit because I stopped immediately because my brain was just like, I'm bored, let's do something else. And then I think that's when I ended up making my ADD video like a year or two ago or whatever it is now. But I don't know, man. I don't know if this was more about me just needing to like have like a venting session with myself, or to find and figure out more information, or a little bit of both. But regardless, that is kind of my weird jumbled up little update session here for you guys. But until next time I feel like coming on here and actually doing another little talk, I hope you guys continue to enjoy whatever content I manage to get out here for you guys. And in the description below as well, please, please, please help out my buddy Skull as well, and me on my brand new video editing and voiceover journey for Skull. I say voiceover because he never really agreed to that, but he knows that I really love the art, so I think he's just okay with it. Maybe he just doesn't care. Maybe he just said, okay, fine, yeah. I get stuff. Oh, I love you, buddy. I'll leave a link in the description below to his Twitch channel. You can catch him every Monday and Friday starting at 12 p.m. I think Eastern Standard Time. I think he's a 3-hour difference from me. Yeah, Eastern Standard Time. Let's stick with that. So from 12 until he really feels like finishing up his live streams. But be sure to click the links down below. Please be sure to follow him. I do have certain goals I would like to see him meet. One, I believe he's at 38 subscribers right now on YouTube. Help him get to his goal at 100 subscribers. So that way also, not only, yeah, it clearly helps him out significantly, but it helps me out being able to advertise his work a little bit more for him because he would actually have a custom URL. And then also on Twitch as well, we're trying to help Skull get to affiliation. Also, another thing, and I'm really sorry, Skull, for saying this, but you put this on yourself, buddy, and you knew what you're getting yourself into. But Skull, for those who don't know, has a huge fear of mannequins. And there is a game, I believe it's called Stay Close, that is a mannequin horror game. And he's currently at 60 followers right now on Twitch. If we can get him to 100, he has to overcome his fear and playing a horror game that includes mannequins. I mean, he has like a legitimate fear. Like I've experienced it plenty of times. Get him to that point. I want to see this, and I want to edit out that video. Help me. It's actually not. You can do it for him if you'd like, but do it for me too, okay? I want to see him get scared shitless because I want to edit out that video and I want to make it the funniest video for you guys possible. Okay? Cool. Thank you. I'm done with this video. See you all later. God, that went on for way too long. Oh, I'm so sorry, Skull.